how do we add, edit, and then reorder statuses inside our ClickUp account? This is the question that we're going to be answering in this video, so let's dive into this. All right, in order to access your statuses, you need to log into your ClickUp account and navigate to one of your lists inside your ClickUp account. As soon as you see the list, you can click on the three dots next to the list and then click on List Statuses option over here. Now, if you'd like to change the statuses can be changed on the folder and space level as well. You can go to the three dots next to the folder or the space and click on the task statuses here. Now it will show you all the folder statuses. Just keep in mind, if you're changing the statuses on the level of the space, all the lists and folders that are part of that space and that have the option to inherit the statuses from the space will inherit those statuses. So just in case you change it on the space level, be mindful that this might affect some of the statuses inside your current list. Now, but we want to go into the list statuses, and this is what I most of the time do. I don't like to change statuses on the folder or space level, just to have more granular control over the statuses. We're going to go and we're going to add new statuses here. We're going to change the statuses. You can see that it says inherit from space, and you are not able to change that from within this view. It says you can only change it from the space settings. So you need to go into the space level to update the statuses here, but we don't want to do this. We want to create our own custom statuses. For now, you can see over here, I have the most kind of simple statuses to do in progress complete. If I want to add something in here, I can say, let's say it's going to be backlog. In the active status, I want to add testing. In the done status, I want to have canceled. And let's say I want to have done. Now, you can see that I have four different subgroups for the statuses. I have not started, active, done, and closed. When you open your statuses in ClickUp, you might see only three of them: active, done, and closed. Not started is the part of the ClickUp, which is additional functionality that you have to enable inside your ClickUp account to be able to see that group. So let me actually show you how to do that. I will close this for a second. I'll go on the left-hand side or the left top-hand side, click on your workspace icon, go to the App Center, and inside the App Center, type in status not started status group. Over here, you can see I have this toggle on, which means I see that not started group inside my statuses list. If you don't have it on, you won't see it. And if you want to see it, you can check this on. Most of the time, these statuses are used to show the statuses like backlog or something when the status tells you that the task was not started yet. I'm going to go back to my list custom fields here, click on use custom statuses. And again, as you can see, I have four groups for not started, active, done, and closed. Now, in order to create a new status, I just simply need to click on add a status. I will type in the testing, for example, here, which I've done previously. And I can also change the color coding of that status, which becomes extremely handy when you're trying to visually show what's going on in the list inside your ClickUp. So again, you can change it and you can put different statuses in here. It's very, very nicely when you have this color coding and not just all the statuses in gray, because it gives some visual component to your work. And again, it's just much easier to understand and consume that data when it's with colors. Now, an important thing here, you can drag and drop your statuses between this group. So you can drag and drop it from not started into active, from active into done. The only thing is you cannot remove or delete the status from the closed. So inside the closed, the status will have to stay the same. And it's always, by the way, colored in green, which is quite annoying because sometimes you want the closed status to be red or like closed or canceled, but you have to keep it green color because it's just the only option ClickUp gives us. So the other options for changing the colors only works for done, active, and not started statuses. Now, as we know how to add and edit the statuses, let's reorder them. So let's say we now created the statuses of to do, in progress, testing, and completed. And I'm going to create this over here, and I'm going to say canceled, and I'm going to say completed. I'm going to put canceled in the red status. What is also important is you cannot create two statuses with the same name. So if I try to create completed status in here, it will give me, oops, status name is already taken, and I'll have to rename that status. So be mindful of that whenever you're creating new statuses in that list. So now let's go and move testing into my active, and I'm going to apply the changes. As soon as I do that, you can see when you click on the status, you can see all the new statuses appearing in that list. And now I can update this statuses for my tasks in this list. Now, what happens if, for example, I created it and now I want to reorder those statuses inside the list? What I need to do is I need to either go back to my three dots, list statuses from the sidebar, or I can actually click on the three dots straight inside the list view and click on Added Statuses option here. In order to reorder the statuses, you just simply drag and drop them. So if I want testing before prior to in progress, or I want completed to be before I click on canceled, I can do it here. The only statuses that you're not able to reorder is the first initial to-do status. You can change the name, but you unfortunately cannot change the position of that status, even though you can change the color of it. And the other one is the closed, which is in this case complete. You can rename it to closed, but you cannot also change the color of this status in here, and you cannot delete actually that one. So again, that's the only two statuses you cannot reorder. The other ones you can move around and you can play with it, basically, so it shows and visualize your workflow, your actual process or your actual workflow that you're trying to complete inside ClickUp. All right, as soon as you're done with reordering the statuses, adding new ones, you can click on apply changes over here, and those changes are going to be applied to your list in here, so you can see them when you're clicking on changing the status button over here for the task. Now, another interesting thing about statuses is if you go back to edit statuses, you also have some templates here. You can use the content template, the Kanban template. Those are the simple kind of generic templates that ClickUp gives you as part of the status templates list. But what you can also do is you can save your own statuses as templates. So let's say if I modify this template and I add the testing step in here, I can save this statuses as template, and I can click on here, click save as a new template, and then reuse this template the same way I'm using these templates over here in another list or another folder. So again, it becomes extremely helpful if you're using, let's say, lists for different projects, and whenever you're creating a new project list, you want just to use a templated status list from within your template list in here. So this is the way you would do it. You would save it once and then reuse it over and over again. Now, if you update the template, there will be an option for you to save this template or just to save the changes without updating the actual template. Be actually careful with that, because sometimes you don't want to update the template. You just want to add a single status in a single list. And sometimes if you update the template, it messes up all the list and all the folders that are using that template for the statuses that you just updated. So again, be mindful of that. I've done a lot of mistakes with those statuses, so it's quite painful when you updated something and now you have to go back and change it in every single list. All right, so this is how you add new statuses inside your ClickUp account, how you added statuses inside your list, and how you can also reorder and use your statuses as templates inside your ClickUp workspace. I hope this video was helpful and it taught you a couple of lessons about ClickUp statuses, and I'll see you in the next video very, very soon.